I don't know if you know this, but I actually played through every single NES game for at least 5 minutes a few years ago and had a great time doing so. It gave me a wealth knowledge of the best games and the worst games. And a few weeks ago, I actually put together my list of overrated NES games, so I thought it'd be fun to take a look at the underrated games. Now, obviously, this is a very personal list, and I know my list is going to differ from yours, but please head down to the comments below and let me know your favorite, most underrated NES games down in the comments, because I read every single one. If you are new, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button. I would love to see you more frequently on my channel. It's all built around nostalgia and classic gaming. And if you want my thoughts on today's gaming news and entertainment news, you can head over to my brand new Craig Talks News channel. There's a link down in the description and in the comments. And with that said, hey, I'm Stuttering Craig, and these are my top 10 underrated NES games.
Number 10.
Number 10 on my list is a game that when I first played it, I was like, wow, this is outstanding. It's a little awkward. It's a little crazy, but it fits. This game just fits. It's a fun shoot 'em up game that is quirky, and the music is great, and I love everything about it, and it has a weird name, which is probably why it didn't do very well. I'm talking about a game from Necksoft. If you know the audio, you know the audio. Talking about Knack. Let's go. All right, Knack is awesome. Knack is super, super fun. It is exactly, well, you know, it has this weird anime style as you go through and play it, which is great. You go in and you can buy stores, and it's got this like this music is kind of weird and funky. But when you get into it, it has 5 main options for your shooter. It's just like when you think like shoot 'em up, this is what it is. It's a shooting game. You shoot a lot of stuff and it shoot 'em up. But there's all sorts of powers. This makes this game super fun. You can see all the different numbers, and it's very confusing kind of the first time you play it, but it's just such a ridiculously fun game to play. This game does suffer from, look at that scrolling backgrounds. Isn't that awesome? Like, you're not just flying over space and stuff, but man, this is great. But this one does suffer from the idea that when you get hit, the game gets less fun because you lose your weaponry and stuff. But you're shooting, like I said, you saw like giant carrots and stuff. And you, especially early in the game, you feel like you're just mowing over people the entire time. And I think that is, I think that's awesome, personally. So if you ever want to feel like you're just mowing over guys, I remember when I did my my 5 minutes per game and I rated this game, I didn't want to stop playing it. And that is a sign of a really good game. Like, why are you shooting alien, robot bunnies? I don't know. Why are they in this game? I don't know. But this guy's got a really good gun right now, and he's going to town. Once again, thanks to Nintendo Complete for all the gameplay here. Let's skip ahead just so you can see different layouts of what the game looks like. But if you want just a really fun shoot 'em up vertical game on the NES, man, you'd be hard pressed to find a better one than Knack. And this one isn't anywhere near on most people's like top 50 list, which is just insane. This game is so much fun. This guy's shooting things out of his boobs.
Number 9.
Number 9, admittedly, I have only spent, I'm not going to say hours and hours and hours with, but I spent enough time to know, man, this is a really fun game. I got really far in this game. This is one of those games that I got really far in, but I never had an opportunity to beat. And it's obviously very much inspired by Zelda, specifically like Zelda 2. But this was a really, really fun game that when it's talked about in the grand pantheon of NES games, does not get mentioned. Fax Anadu. Anyone ever heard of this one? Super fun. You got the great walk up here at the very, very beginning. And you literally just kind of walk around and there's like, this introduced me to like the XP aspect of games. I didn't play many games where you built XP early on. Like I said, this was kind of inspired. This music, man. This music, just as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, nostalgia. You literally saw nostalgia flush over me. But the XP side of things and the searching and discovery of different areas in the game, talking to different people. So yeah, you can see the aspects of this game that were inspired by Zelda without the overworld aspect of things. There's a lot of going indoors and traversing to find the different areas you want to go. There is like a massage place like Zelda that heals you. And you power up your weaponry as you go along, obviously. And, you have like a little knife to start. You eventually get a sword. And it feels satisfying to level up as you go. So, once again, you go talk to the prince or the king or whatever it is. You get you where you need to go. A lot of moving around the town. We'll get into here. This is the most replayed area here. But you can see, kind of like side-scrolling action once you actually get into it. Building gold and fighting these. These are actually really, really tough enemies very early on. Especially you notice that he's playing with the knife. So, but this game is really, really fun. It's intense to play, like very intense to play. And it's a shame that this game. This is one of those games that I was gonna say it's a shame that this game hasn't seen a remake of. This is like ripe for a remake. On a new console. People are like, Faxanadu, why would that come out? And this would be one of those games where you'd be like, what is Faxanadu? Is this a remake of a game or like a new version of a game? This would be awesome if it was produced in like a Souls style game, not a 2D game. I wouldn't want it done like this. Like, this game was bigger than what it presented when it first came out, and that's why I think it's overlooked. And the game is the name is weird.
Number 8.
You like sports? I know you do, but I promise you've never heard of this game. Listen, if you heard of this game, you are a deep diver in the NES library. And if you played this game, man, lucky you. I think this game is awesome. I played this on my first 5-minute playthrough when I played through every NES games. Hey, you ever heard of Dusty Diamond's AllStar Softball? No, you haven't. Of course you haven't. No, you've never played it because this game is so ridiculously fun. You can see, you get to select where you want to play. It's all built around being kids, right? And they have local rules on each field, which is great. I mean, how unique is this? Isn't it just like get up and play baseball, and you get to pick your teams, just like you were at the Sandlot, just like if you were out down to the basketball court, you pick your teams and stuff like that. They all have their own unique personalities. Yeah, and you're right. I have no idea who Dusty Diamond is at all. I thought it was like, Dustin Diamond from Saved by the Bell. But no, this is, I guess, some softball person, which is crazy. So anyways, let's actually look at some of the gameplay once we actually go in. You can see there's tiny little characters. Look at how much personality is on this. The personality attached to like the Sandlot. You see like their faces up here. They all their unique batting stances and stuff. But I love any sort of game, especially baseball games, that allow you to move the ball as it goes in towards the player. I think that's so much fun, and this is one of those games as well. Look at this unique wind-up right there. Everyone's got I love it, man. And I feel like there was a game that was made kind of like this in the last few years that was like for the 360 or PlayStation or just some sort of downloadable title that was kind of backyard baseball-ish. But that's exactly what this is. And this is, like I said, I've only spent a little bit of time with this game, but I love it. I love it. Like, it's so much better than like an RBI baseball. It has so much more personality attached to it. And like the music's really fun. It's so fun. Get him at first. Oh, you hit the cutoff man. Either way, look, the pitcher's Biff. Oh, do we have a homer? Hold on, we may have a homer. Oh, we do. It went over the outline. That's awesome. Great. There we go. What a great way to finish it right there. So look, Dusty Diamond's AllStar Softball. You've never heard of the game, but it's great. I promise you it's super good. Give it up. Let's go.
Number 7.
Hey, do you like cartoon characters that nobody has thought of in the last 30 years, and when this game came out, received the cover treatment on Nintendo Power? Do you like games like that? Of course you do. Yeah, well, this game received cover treatment. I'm talking about Felix the Stinking Cat, thanks to World of Long Plays for the gameplay here. Okay, Felix the Cat on the NES. Incredibly underrated. This game is so much fun when you play through, and it has no right being this good. The idea that when you go in, like, the story is fine, it's all great and dandy, But as you go through and you play as Phoenix, you are a Phoenix or Felix. You start off as like little old Felix, and then you power up, and he gets in all his like little weaponry and stuff. See, like he becomes a little magician man, and then you eventually get in to like little different like capsules and all sorts of different things, spaceships, and it's just an awesome platformer to play. Like you get a little car right there, and this is just like the first level, right? This like already looks super duper fun as is, you know. And you can shoot things. You got a little bounce. You got to collect everything, and then you go in the little bag and you go to the bonus area and you collect everything. Oh man, how much fun is this? So once again, this is just the first level here. We're gonna scoop ahead to like later parts just to kind of show you the diversity. Now he's in a tank and he's fighting this guy who's got I don't know, he's like as some sort of bird or something that he's on. Just get him in the corner. Now, this guy's obviously insanely good, but you know, we'll get into it. But you move around and you shoot all like the bats and stuff. And like, come on, this is like so much ridiculous fun. I can't even deal with it. Then you go up in the trees and like later on, there you go. You get to be in planes and spaceships and all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot of diversity in the gameplay as you play through. And this guy, like he says, he's got 30 lives down here. I mean, how good is this guy? And look at this. Isn't that fun? Oh my gosh. And like, at the end of the day, when you play a game, isn't that exactly what this should be about? Like, he's got his little punchy thing. Hey, shouldn't you say, isn't that fun every single time you play a game? Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? It is fun. This game is so much fun.
Number 6.
I didn't know that this game was actually an arcade game before it was released on the NES. News to me. This is something that I had never played this game before I did my NES playthrough. I was exposed to so many good games. This legitimately was probably one of the most shocking games that I played because I looked at it and I was like, what the hell is this game? This is a stupid game that I've never even heard of before. An arcade game port to the NES called Hammerin' Harry. You ever heard of this one? Nah. Irem put this together, as you can see. And the whole idea behind this game is simple. You are a man with a hammer and you beat the hell out of people with it. How much fun is that? It's so good. Going around, and once again, the arcade game of this, you see you get to power it up. You got different power-ups with it. The arcade game of this, like this is actually a very, very, very good port of this game. Look, you got the little thing from Capcom there, a little hat, which is great. But yes, this is a super fun game that you get to power up your hammer as you go through. And it's, I don't know if this game is rare or not. Like you block things with your hammer. Come on, get out of here. Boom, get out of here. It's great. I wish I could play more of this game. I really do. This guy's shooting guns at you. Guess what you're going to do? Just guess. That's right. You're going to hammer the holy hell out of him. Go get it, Hammer and Hank. Or Hammer and Harry. Hammer and Harry, Hank. Look at this guy. Look at how big the sprites are on this guy. What's he throwing down? Like, is he throwing down a big old loaf of French bread at you? I don't know. I don't know what he's throwing down at you. But either way, hey, Hammer and Harry ain't got nothing to do with it. Like, how cool is that? What a great game. Super fun, classic NES action. Uh-oh, we got a cutscene here. Oh, we're just take it up. We got a bonus stage. This may put it higher on the list. Let me just tell you this right now. Saber Hammer and Harry. Yeah, let's go. Hey, look at that. I love how he hammers them so hard they just all bust off the screen. Get out of here. They're counting the lives that Hammering Harry is ending right now as he goes in. Just murdered 14 people. Oh, God. There you go, Hammer and Harry. Save your lovely friend by murdering people with your giant hammer. It sounds like a horrible porno.
Number 5.
Now, most games, when it comes to beating up guys, there's a lot of punching, there's a lot of swords and stuff. There's only one game on the Nintendo Entertainment System where you are a kicker who is truly a master. And that game is called Kick Master. Kick Master, a Taito game. I think this game is outstanding. There was a full spread of this game in Nintendo Power, and I could not get enough of this game. Yeah, Kung Fu you could kick, but you could also punch. This game is all about kicking. The entire game is kick. And yes, there's a story attached to it, but who cares? Look at how cool this looks. It's like This is like a game that you would see made today. Like, this legitimately looks like an indie title from today, doesn't it? As you look through and he's going through and kicking. It's awesome. It's got a full XP thing, little cutscenes attached to it. The bouncing bulb spirit. This spirit will shoot bouncing balls. I mean, how cool is this? You get to switch through and change your power-ups and stuff. But what we're all here to see is to see him kick. Kick! There it is right there. Collect power-ups. Love that. Oh, man. All sorts of kicking going on. Boof. Going through it. This is a straight, like, platformer with kicking elements. Do I really need to say anything more? Of course I do, because this game is great. Like I said, there's a full spread on Nintendo Power on this. I went through and read pretty much everything about this game and didn't play this game until about 25 years after I read everything about it. But there's a ton of power-ups to your abilities in this game, which is great. You can see the XP on the bottom, the magic points attached to it. I mean, this guy's taking his sweet old time over here. But this is like a legit, really, really cool, fun game to play. That as you play through is extremely challenging. Look at that. You got some sort of like crazy dash kicks and stuff. This guy's mega leveled up here at this point. He's got all the stuff. So you can see he's got all sorts of kicks. And once again, all built around nasty kicking. Which, hey, if you can murder somebody with a kick, why would you not? In video game form.
Number 4.
Hey, do you like the Terminator? Of course you do. The Terminator was huge in the late 80s and early 90s. Would you like to see the title screen of the next game? Absolutely you would. It's called Powerblade, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, just not Arnold Schwarzenegger. And you know what? This game is so much fun. Oh my God, there's actually 2 of these. There is a sequel to Powerblade. That's how good this game is. And I first saw this game with Nintendo Power as well. And when I played this, you're running and gunning. You start off with a little boomerang. I love boomerang games. Any game that involves you with a boomerang, I love it. You can throw your boomerang in all 8 directions. I love that. Multi-directional action, which is great. And you can, at the end of the day, which is one of the best things and most important things for me when it comes to any video game, is you can power up your main weapon. And look at this music. It's great. Bum, 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 bum. And look at this run, man. Can you not look at, like, what a manly run. Good Lord, that's awesome. But as you power up your weaponry, your boomerang, so does your guy, to where you eventually get the Powerblade, the blade of power. And he becomes like a mega robot dude, which we'll get to later. Now, there are some very hard jumps in this game. Very hard jumps. It's difficult. Look, but that doesn't mean it's not a good game. It just means it's an underrated game. And I mean, some people would say, how can it be underrated if it got a sequel? Well, it's my damn list. How's that sound? Okay? But I love Powerblade. I think this game is super fun. We're just showing the first level here as you make through. And we'll get into, here we go. This is when you're like fully powered up, just busting some ass. And if you're really good, you can see you can beat this game in about 40 minutes or so. But it's going to take a lot longer for you to get to the point where you can beat the game in 40 minutes, as with most NES games. But if you're looking for something that is just like ridiculous run and gun fun, you can see you're like mowing down like Ed 209s down there with your crazy power blade. That's what you have. I mean, that is exact. Like, can you think of like there? When I named Death Battle, the show Death Battle, it was the perfect name. Powerblade is the perfect name for this video game. Like, it's perfect. It's exactly what it is. A power blade. And it's like, yeah, there we go. And I love everything about that.
Number 3.
There were iconic arcade games in the late 80s. And one of them was a game called Spy Hunter. And I owned Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter was a really good game on the NES. A really solid port where you went around, you drove a car, and it was a very difficult game, very, very difficult game. But it was built to play just like the arcade game. Spy Hunter was a car game. You're driving around, you're collecting oil, you're throwing smoke screens behind you. You got missiles. There's all these rumors attached to the game. You could become a boat, but could you become a helicopter? And that was all great. But the game that I truly love was its sequel, which was designed specifically for the NES, Super Spy Hunter. Super Spy Hunter, developed by Sunsoft, and oh my God, like, this is awesome. This game is so much fun. It takes the absolute best parts of the original Spy Hunter and does nothing with it. Like, it does nothing with it. It's a totally different game. Yes, you're in a car, and it's like they just put Spy Hunter attached to it. And yes, it's red, and you shoot the blue cars, and you go in and you collect your power-ups and stuff. It's great, but they made it way more acceptable and fun and approachable. I guess maybe approachable is a better way to say it. So he's gonna get a different type of gun here, which, like, it just totally leveled up everything about the original game. It made it so much more fun. And then on top of that, you have this amazing, by the way, this game is really hard. You have an amazing Sunsoft soundtrack. I mean, awesome. Sunsoft soundtrack. Branching paths as you go, just like the original one. Get to pick your direction. Jumping, why not? Okay. Then you just go right into a boat. I mean, how much fun can a game be and P while you're playing? Like, it's so much ridiculous, great fun. Now, I only played through maybe the first few levels of this game. I mean, if I'm being totally honest with you, I don't know why the gameplay is all stuttery and stuff, but I'll tell you this. This game, Super Spy Hunter, is spectacular. Like, it is a spectacular NES game that is so overlooked. Look at how difficult this is. I couldn't get anywhere close to this point in the game. So I'm seeing this for the first time right now. The idea of barrels flying off things and stuff. Like, yes, I'm kind of developing it. Like, I'm going to have a seizure here in a second, but I'm going to tough through it. You know? Come on. What are we doing here? Now I'm just curious. I want to see what the game looks like at the very end because I've never seen this before. Look, hey, why not? Let's just shoot a giant robot eye. By the way, one of the games I love on the Super Nintendo is a game called Axelay. And in Axelay, it's a shooter game that involves a gun that moves around your spaceship. Are you noticing some similarities to that here from Super Spy Hunter? I mean, it's great, man. Look at how difficult this is. Oh my gosh.
Number 2.
All right, you ready for some controversy? Some people say, how is this game underrated? I want to say, how is this game not rated at all? Because this game came out so late in the NES life cycle that it's been overlooked for years. I overlooked it for years. I thought this game was just another wheel of the giant cog, but I was wrong after playing it. I am so wrong. In fact, I think this game may be the best, maybe, I'm not saying it is, maybe the best game of this game on the NES. Maybe. Developed by Capcom in 1993, after Mega Man X had already been released, Mega Man 6 hit the Nintendo Entertainment System with some of the craziest, stupid, ridiculous robot masters with the most boneheaded story, but it didn't matter. This game is so good with all the different abilities that have been given to Mega Man in this game. It's not just running and shooting the entire time. And yes, it's running and jumping and shoot. You know, you have your standard Mega Man X affair, right? You have that. But later on in the game, you get custom weapons that actually give you the ability to change Mega Man and give him weaponry like this, a power-up. Boom, you can bust through walls. You don't need that crash thing anymore. Later on, you have the ability to fly. There are branching paths in Mega Man 6. When people talk about Mega Man on the Nintendo Entertainment System, Mega Man 6 is never mentioned. Never. It's always Mega Man 2. It's always Mega Man 3. Mega Man 4 doesn't get talked about nearly enough because it's the advent. That was the first game you saw the Mega Buster actually in with the power-up Mega Buster. This is the first game that I feel gave Mega Man a little bit of depth. Like, Mega Man 5 was fine. I own Mega Man 5, and I skipped out on this one. It was so late in the NES life cycle. Think about this. The Super Nintendo had been out for 2 years at this point. So naturally, like, people weren't worried about the new Mega Man 6. Oh, I've seen this, done this. Mega Man X is already out. At a freaking jetpack. I mean, yes, this looks like Mega Man. Honestly, this looks like Mega Man 9. Remember when Mega Man 9 was released? It looks just like it. But I love this game. I really do. Here's a great example right here. I think he has the jetpack on. Yep, there you go right there. Like, Mega Man in a jetpack? Yes, please. Come on now. This game is outstanding. And look, it has everything you want. Sliding, gliding, jetpacks. And it gets rid of the stupid robot dog. Rush is dumb. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Rush is stupid. I don't even know if it gets rid of Rush. But I just know that I got a flying... There you go. Oh, he has beat. That's right. There you go. This is great, man. I love this game. It's so much fun.
Number 1.
I love this game. Imagine me being 8, 9, 10 years old, a wee lad, going out to Wills Point, Texas to visit my cousin and play this mysterious game. I don't know what this game is. I don't even know why he owns this game. Who would own this game? I don't even know. But this game, based off of, I think it's an anime at the time. I don't know. I legitimately don't know the backstory behind it. But I do know that this game is ridiculous fun. And guess what? We have another Capcom game. Another Capcom game right around the corner. Oh my god. It has some sort of weird story attached to it. Do I know anything about this game? No. I don't know. It's called Little Nemo the Dream Master, folks. If you don't know Little Nemo the Dream Master, you are missing out. No, not the crazy arcade game. I'm talking about the NES game where you're throwing candy into like lizards' mouths, and you got the Mega Man power-up ability where you kind of become one with the ape or the salamander or the chameleon. Hey, let's just get past all this story because it doesn't really matter. Let's get right into the gameplay. Because here we stinking go. The Mushroom Forest, we're off and going. Once again, thanks to Nintendo Complete for the gameplay here. Okay, look, you are this little guy. You have a magic wand on your back. You're going to run around. And guess what? As you play through, you got to find the candy. You got to find the keys. Or you have the candy. You're going to throw the candy in the mouths of different enemies. Shut up, man. Let's get into this good stuff. I want to show you good gameplay. All right, so now look at this. You got this Mega Man ability. You saw this frog. Guess what? All of a sudden you can jump really high so you can collect that key. You can land on the bad guys. And guess what? Later on, look at that down there. Hey, I'm going to pop on out. I'm going to bust these little frog guys. I'm going to bust out of this guy. I'm going to throw some candy into this guy's mouth. He's going to go into a comatose coma. And then I'm going to go on down into the ground as a little mole man. Because why not? And guess what? We found more secrets. How cool is this? Oh, guess what? Why would you go right when you can go back to the left and you can find more secrets? That's what makes this game spectacular. And on top of that, Capcom, once again, with an amazing soundtrack. I mean, good Lord, what a great soundtrack. I love this game. I love this game. It's spectacular. Literally, I have so many great memories of this game. I don't know why this game is overlooked in the grand pantheon of video games, specifically on the NES. Like, check this out. I switched between 3 different guys here, 3 different little animals. You go, and this guy can grab onto walls, and he has a little bit more life. Just running up the side of walls and stuff. It's so much fun. Check this out. He's gonna jump over this guy here in a second, climb up this wall. Like, think about all the things that are happening here. Whoop! Like, how cool is this? Oh my god! And on top of this game is ridiculously hard. Later on, I'll tell you this right now. There's a train level. Let me see if I can find this stupid train level. There's a train level which makes me want to just vomit. Because I think it's like the last level in the game. Nah, there's Nightmare Land here. Where's that stupid train? This stupid train, man. Good Lord. Yeah, okay, they're just right here. Like, this train here, it's only like level 2 or 3. And the music is great, too. Let's take a second to admire. Don't you just feel like you're in an adventure right now? Oh my god, it's so good. Classic NES Capcom. It's like legitimately, definitely my most underrated NES gem when it comes to, come on. How this is not in people's like top 10, top 20 NES games, I don't know. Got a giant wombat or something. Who knows? Listen, go play it. You will love me for this. It's so good. All right, once again, if you are new, hit the subscribe button. I would love to see you here more. Of course, let me know down in the comments your most underrated NES game. Hit the thumbs up button on the way out. And make sure you subscribe to the brand new Craig Talks News channel. Just launched about a month ago. We are going strong and we're growing like a weed. We'll see you guys over there. Thanks so much.